is this a new one?
That's
Viens ici.
Beyond Ceci. Where's it from?
it's from France. It's French.
Oh, merci. What does it mean?
It means come to me.
Oh. Huh. No, it doesn't smell like gum to me. Does it really smell like gum to you? No.
Flight 763A ready for boarding.
Do I need to rub it first? Not even if you have a spray on. No, it still doesn't smell like gum to me.
I knew one of these days that fucking thing. I just see you look good. What the fuck? Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I have a choice.
How about a little music to set the mood?
Rich.
Oh yeah, baby girl, can you feel my sweat? When I rock it like you like it, you can take.
But not smooth.
How about some music to set the mood?
Smooth,
Steve, what are you doing? Where's your name tag?
but not rich. Michelob Amber Bach. Rich and smooth.
Hello.
You're right.
Manil?
My ex-boyfriend.
Thank God some things in life are rewritable. Ultra smart range of CDRs and DVDRs from Eurovision.
This is so romantic.
Well, it's about to get a little bit more romantic. A little candlelight
Oh.
and a little Bud Light. Do you smell barbecue? Oh!
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light.
Cool, a rocket sled.
It's all here.
I prefer small ones. Not like micro ones, but small ones.
I'm no size queen. I like them small.
The big ones always make me feel like I have to pee.
I made fun of my buddy for having a small one, but then he let me hold it, and now I low-key want a small one too.
I've never had one at all, but if I did, it would be a small one.
When I'm drunk, I want a big one, but only when I'm drunk.
My husband's really into big ones. It kind of weirds me out. So I just sit in a chair and watch him and his buddies just go to town. Meanwhile, I'm just over here, enjoying a small one.
Now we have small ones. But don't worry, we still have big ones.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's a planet. It's called Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. Babies of all kinds. And when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
They wave goodbye, and then they board these big, shiny rocket ships, right? And they shoot off high in the sky, and they fly through space, and then they penetrate the atmosphere. And then they're released all over the place. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies are made when mommies and daddies...
Hugo, play with us on the bus.
Some of our competitors claim that their grilled fish is fresh, when in actual fact, it's frozen. So it's not really fresh, it's fresh. Which is a little bit like saying...
I'm just gonna put it on the expense account.
Oh, it just needs a little TLC. This is where we do all our casting.
Do you wanna go for a drive?
Wir just going to have a little look-see. 1, 2... I had a little bit of a whoopsie-daisy. Mind if I come up for a nightcap?
That was fun. But when we say fresh, we mean fresh from the sea, not fresh from the freezer.
The Cape Town Fish Market. It doesn't get any fresher.
When the cable company keeps you on hold, you feel trapped. When you feel trapped, you need to feel free. When you need to feel free, you try hang gliding. When you try hang gliding, you crash into things. When you crash into things, the grid goes down. When the grid goes down, crime goes up. And when crime goes up, your dad gets punched over a can of soup. Don't have your dad get punched over a can of soup. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Some of our competitors have complained about our last ad, which said that their fresh fish was fresh from the freezer, so we just like to say we're sorry. Like, ooh, ha, sorry. Sorry. So, sorry if we caused any offense.
The Cape Town Fish Market. It doesn't get any fresher.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing well. Slide up into the beginning of the chat with the first one in. Brother Ubi, always a pleasure. Good to see you. Good stream today. Hopefully sounds a little better or sounds okay because using a different mic this time. Tom F is taking the family to the airport. Hope all is well. Brian Phelps is hanging for a little while and heading on over to somebody else's live stream. Hey, Brant. Let's be working on the bass, man. Robbie F will be catching us later. He's probably already stopped watching now after this point right here because it's probably going to be extremely boring. Because if you haven't seen from the thumbnail, I really didn't have a topic for tonight and just decided to wing it. David, hello, hello. Johnny 3 Bars in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Looks like I don't think we get too many people from Instagram anyway, but it looks like Instagram crashed for the stream, so we're only on the Facebooks and Twitch, which I don't think anybody's over there watching us. This really isn't a gaming thing. BCG 5150, good to see you again, my friend. The other Chris, computers being a dick about showing the chat. That sucks. Timothy Richards, hey, brother. There he is, Jeremy. Congrats on 500. Here's the 500 and 500,000 more. Yo, TSA, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. There he is, Roy. Gabriel, what's going on, man? Greasy Monkey, Dave, what's up, man? Always a pleasure. Brother Her, what's up, brother? Yeah, so, yeah, actually, probably the first time you tuned in, like, really in the beginning, I start like a couple of minutes early and have like 7, 8, 10 minutes tops usually of just commercials. So it's an ad-free live stream that has all the commercials in the beginning for free, basically. I mean, obviously some of these things aren't even around anymore, but Roy thought it was a real commercial. So, hey, well, what's up, man? Good to see you. So I tried to find some funny commercials, and I've tried to do like a Halloween thing too and mix it up. So that's why you saw the little bits in between it. But I was trying to do an SNL skit about opening up the Spirit of Halloween store. It was like a 2-minute skit, and I broke it up into like sections, and in each one of those sections, it was got parts of that clip, but then when I uploaded it to YouTube to download it, because it's a cheap way and cheating of compressing the file down and making it smaller, so it would tell me that it was blocked because of the whole SNL skit. So I had to remove that. So, hey, Steve Gunner, good to see you. Scroll through. Trying something new tonight. Wait, playing during the stream. That's good. I've been trying to do that lately. Did a Monday night during Ben's and halfway through yours, and then went downstairs. And then last night started during your tech and was watching through Ted's. Brian Phelps on a mini vacay right now. Nice. Brian's going through. Well, actually, is this the 4th one? This might be. Whenever we hit the year, we actually started doing the whole skits in the beginning. So, 2 yards. What's up? Tim the Tooth. What's up, brother? Yeah, that was last week's one. Yeah. Goats on the roof. What's up, brother? Hey, 615 the guitar. What's up? Good to see you. Hey, Mike, try an image flip next time. What do you mean, for the SNL thing, to try to add that? Because it picked it up on the audio. And I know like a little cheat thing is if you go under 20 seconds, it won't pick it up. But I don't know if because I used it in its entirety and broke it up, but it did pick up like a couple of spots that were like only like 10 seconds long. Oh, that. Yeah, this is a bean dip free zone over here. He doesn't come into the streams anymore. Yeah, I mean that's is that the one Guitar Max is talking about? I've seen a thumbnail today, but I feel like those are just like trying to make videos at this point. Like everybody knows there's a fake Leo James one, there's a fake West Creek, there was a fake Firefly, I believe there's a fake IYV. Yeah, I mean that site's been around for a while. He probably just didn't have a video to make and needed to make 100,000 views. If that's the one you're talking about, because I did see that there was a thumbnail that popped up today. So, hey, CM Bar, what's up? Good to see you. Well, tonight really acts as the thing says. There's no real plan to tonight's stream over here. You see on the road, getting close to 2,500. The goals hopefully to get to 2,500 by the end of the year. And then got something planned for towards the end of the year, not for you all, for myself. So it's kind of like slowly foreshadowing that. Which was also is kind of part of one of the polls tonight. So, but next year I'm actually going to try to aim to get to 500 by the end of the year. So that's really almost doubling what I've done in 2 years and do that in 1 year, because we started March. I think March was the first video we posted, March of 2024. So that'd be doubling of what we hopefully do this year. I'm kind of getting close. I think up to 2083 or 82 before I started this. I actually lost one from the Firefly video. I guess people didn't like blue guitars. Leo was upset about himself. I mean, I'm shocked that anybody can get in touch with Leo to get an impression out of him. Yeah, BCG here is still waiting on an email from a couple of years ago. So it seems like he only reaches out to content creators. But there, I mean, all these small companies that don't have a real presence like that, if it takes a year for you to answer an email, you're gonna get scammers. That's why I'm actually even surprised the Firefly one got up, because as much as they don't always reply back so quick, they at least get back to you within like a couple of days, where like I said, Leo James, it takes a year for them to answer an email. Yo, what's up, Keith? Good to see you. That's because Keith's got to run over to the other live stream. Yeah, the IYVs I don't know why they seem like that they're always on a deal. I don't know. They just made I believe a US website, because if you excuse me, you've been following them for a while, they've had an unofficial one that's not protected, and I don't ever go on those websites because you never know what's going to happen if it's not the HTTPS. So, but I believe they have a legitimate one now, so they might be trying to clear out that stock. Giving away a solid gold Reaper. Probably not. I seen the one about fake chips and I saw a Facebook post about someone saying that the chipsing quality is poor lately. Like don't buy a chipsin. I'm like, I still don't get why people. I mean, I guess the headstock, but like at that point, like just buy a Firefly and fix it up, because everybody's like, oh well, you replace the tuners, you replace the pickups, you do the same thing to any other guitar. So at that point, you're really paying for it because it says Gibson on it. Like that's what you really care about, because the tops don't feel the same at all. You got Roy to perk up with who's getting rid of it. He wants a solid gold one. Who doesn't like blue guitars? I don't know, but that's the only problem. Is like sometimes when you have like commingling content, you have like, and I'm still gonna do it. Like I said, I was a hypocrite my GNL video, but when you do the budget stuff, you're gonna get a budget following, and then when you do the boutique stuff, you're gonna get those people, and then when you do a budget thing again, you're gonna piss off some snob, and then they're gonna unsubscribe instead of just. Oh, someone has a fake website selling fraudulent guitars. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like I just breeze through it because I think that's the if anybody's done it, please don't get mad at me. It's just my opinion, but I think it's the most unethical thing you could do is to buy something that has somebody else's name on it and then fix it up and just like, do you really care about that? I mean, that's the thing is like, it's not really. There's so many other ones that look close enough that you save your time, yourself the hassle, and just probably even money too. If you replace everything, get a pro setup, it's like a nice guitar. Yeah. If you take a turd and polish it really, really hard, it'll be a polishy turd. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it was really just throwing caution not caution, but just throwing it out there tonight, and just we have a couple of questions. If you don't know, we do questions through our Patreon. If you head over to here, you could sign up for tiers. You could sign up for free. The questions you can ask ahead of time. Just scan that QR code. There's a link down below. You can join for free. And excuse me, I don't do any like really hidden secret content or anything like that. But if you do sign up for any of the tiers, you get allowed into certain unique giveaways for that. So, but I think I do the questions from here. Let's see if the questions spar any conversation in the chat. So the first one was, I hear you can fake eargasms quite well. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one. On to the next one, which I don't think these are in the order of, because they just, when I just upload them, they come in, is the proper equation for determining the voltage of a germanium diode DIS. If there's anybody that is in the chat that is smart enough to answer that question, I'm sure it was more of a rhetorical question because this guy over here barely has an associate's degree. So I'm lucky I understand the goes into and the goes out to of a guitar. So I think actually, so I could see the longer one first. So this was very prophetic and kind of like now I'm getting my head cut off. I gotta do this. Maybe if I make. There we go. Still cuts myself. So if a tone is emergent property of dynamic interactions between strings, wood, pickups, translating, motion, circuits, coloring frequencies, and speakers transforming current into air, then what does it actually mean to find your tone when variable, including your own technique and hearing, changes over time? Is tone a fixed destination or a moving target defined by perception and content? So you put finding tone in quotes, which I think is pretty accurate, because unless anybody here is actually playing and making their own music, you're really just finding somebody else's tone, right? You're always, if you're trying to, play something that sounds like Led Zeppelin, you're going for this. If you're trying to play something that's the Beatles, you're trying to go for like that. So, but I think it's just the fact of really, I mean, it's always going to change because there's always going to be something out that comes different, that sounds better or sounds different. And like you said, things change over time. Your playing changes over time. So That's why I don't think you ever really find it. We'll jump into the chat before the next one, see if that sparked anything. Are you calling me a pedal pirate? Hey, what's up, J-Man? Good to see you. Guitar Bob, what's up, brother? No worry, Ubi. Someone confused me with ChatGPT. No, somebody confused me with somebody with a brain. Yeah, Chat SFT. Yes, I did read your answer. I tried not to get to the questions like too much of ahead of time. I just put it up there, and then probably around like 3 o'clock or so, I cut and paste everything, just so it's not like it's kind of like a emotive type of questions, like almost like if you asked it here and now, that I didn't have much time to formulate an answer. This is way too esoteric. Where's the fart jokes? You could say a tone sound like, but the tone is not some fingerprint. And the thing is, just like fingerprints, you can get that. They're all different. You can get the tone through different things. Shockley, right? Yep. Hey, Michael Hennessy, good to see you. Did you ever? No, I did not. Actually. And then there was one more question. And I gotta back of the comment. There we go. Oh, there we go. How much guitar tube distracts everyone from actually playing? Well, this is a good question to actually ask everybody. Because I feel like if I watched as much, or if I played as much as I watched, so if I had played guitar every time I was watching guitar YouTube, I would be a virtuoso at this point. But I don't think that watching me per se, I mean, not watching me personally, like you all watching me, but for me, I don't think that it takes away from my actual playing, because I probably wasn't going to play anyway. But there is just so much stuff. If you try to really keep up with all the content that's out there, you would probably never be able to pick up and play a guitar. That's why I say too, like I don't like to put out so much content. Like I try to not do more than 3 videos a week tops. Which I don't know if I really have one lined up for Saturday yet. I don't think I have anything that's, I mean, I might have something done, but I don't think I have anything that's premiere quality-ish as far as any reason for us to actually gather at a certain time and chat, because if it will, it'll probably be only like 10 minutes long anyway. But we normally do unboxings tonight, but we will be doing tonight. So if I can get to that video, we will be hopefully having that on Saturday, and that would be long enough that we could possibly gather. Once you find your tone, people can recognize you from a couple of notes. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly. My father used to hate driving around me all the time because I made him sick of the Beatles when I was growing up. Because I could literally hear like the first two notes, not necessarily not even know the song. A lot of times I could, but like the first two notes and be like, go back to that channel. And he'd be like, damn it. What do you call a typographic error on a tombstone? Scroll and see if you put the answer in. Not yet, so. Roy, but could they? We could reference the player by a known piece, but hearing something completely new could be ID. I think so. You probably could because because I'm really bad at knowing like a full like list of and a repertoire of an entire band or even just a single artist, and I could hear something and be like, wow, that sounds like so and so, and then be like, oh wow, it actually is so and so. I just never heard the song before. Michael Krause, I tend to listen to YouTube when I do other stuff, like right now, making dinner, other times. Yeah. Yeah, I usually, like, if my wife's working, and it's like Sunday, I'll put like a Trey's stream on right next to the oven and make her dinner for when she comes home. Hey, GRB, good to see you. Hopefully the lamp comes back soon. Saturday streaming is kind of slow until you get to this band. Jimmy Biter and the rest of the OE812 crew. Saturday nights, 9:05. If you guys don't go over there, Saturdays, if you play, if you're like good enough, like I'm definitely not, you can actually jump on the panel with them and actually play. It's really cool. So last night was a good conversation. A lot of gas last night. Oh, Luxo Dave found the Twitch channel. So sorry, we're all on the YouTubes over here, but I appreciate you popping in there. I just put it there, and maybe if some of the other creators that I follow are on the Twitch and they need like a view boost or something like that, I can log on and watch them over there. But I don't think mine's probably not too appealing for Twitch. Hey, Brandy, good to see you. So I forgot, did we get to the oh yeah, so we're still on the YouTube, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I could see how it does if you are into staying current and you watch a lot of content creators. But at the same time, if you're subscribed to a lot of content creators and you're not watching their stuff, then it's not really helping them either too. So it's like a fine line of knowing what. There were only a couple of people I watched stream on Instagram, and they've all stopped streaming. Yeah, I mean, I could see why some people. I mean, you really have to be kind of dedicated to a certain day, always being pretty much punctual at that point, as far as and offering. I mean, some days this is really happening, sometimes really not. But I could see, because it doesn't really bring you any benefit to. It doesn't bring in subscribers. It's just really a way to connect to your existing subscribers. So, which I like. That's why I like to do it. So, I mean, when I started streaming, I think I had 7 people on that live stream. I forget. I made a post about it. It was 11 tops. But so, no. Oops. Sorry. Damn. No. We might do the one for the poll, but I'm not. This is normally the off the rails, so we don't really follow the ways, but because we do have a new guitar in our midst, which we could also take this time to thank last week's people. We already gave away the guitar, so we didn't have the new one picked out. You all voted on this one, or sort of voted on it. You guys picked the body style, and for those that don't know, and this is actually good. This is a free show because I could go back over to here. The Discord peoples actually picked out the model. Discord is completely free, and we give away stuff sometimes over on that end. And oh, thank you so much, my friend.
Tell me likey. Tell me want wingy.
Okay, cool. So I'm kind of glad it was double boxed, because this is actually the first time, well, the second guitar I've gotten from the Zounds. But it was a little, I mean, I just had stuff on top, but it was a little wobbly, and I was hoping that it wasn't the guitar bouncing around back there. Oy. Because if it's one thing about these Squier, nope, that one's, I don't know. Hopefully it's good. I was about to say, and I don't think it's the fact that it's Zounds, but the 2 Squier Classic Vibes that I got from Sweetwater, they were, the boxes, they were packaged like, there was no movement in that guitar. I was like, this is amazing. Like, they spend a good chunk of change protecting that thing. And this thing was just wobbling a little bit. So this one isn't as packaged as tight as those salt packets. I took the liberty of picking the color, though. And whee! So we normally don't go this high in the price range for the Super Chat, Super Thanks, Super Sticker guitar. Try to keep this down low. Do a super surprise. But when you got to do it. So because after the Reaper, that was a little tough. And it took a little on the Reaper. But this one over here, they will call it an even 400. It's not exactly what I paid for it, but a Squier Classic Vibe. And I tell you, these things just on feel alone, they are absolutely 100% worth it. They feel like actual guitars. Every one that I've picked up so far, it feels like you're getting something like this is like an honest where Ben Coombs says like when he picks up like an affordable guitar, he says he could feel it feels like a toy. These are the ones that you definitely totally feel like you're having an actual like somewhat close to a legitimate guitar. To me, the Squire Classic vibe, and it really got put onto them from Dylan Talks Tone. He definitely recommends them, says they punch way higher than they are, and they truly do. I mean, you do like a little tweaks to them and like roll the edges and stuff like that. There's no sprout whatsoever. And I know like people will maybe nothing crazy here. Like it's so minor. Like I wouldn't even bother touching it. But so I've never actually owned an offset before. So this was kind of cool to kind of get into. So thank you, man, so much. But yeah, if you haven't seen 60 Cycle Hum, Ryan just did one on the new Pro Classic, which is, I tell you, the way Fender has done it, you have to have like a Venn diagram of like what the original Fender Ultra or the Fender American is now to this model, to that model, to this, because they changed the name so many different times. But like, I guess like the American Pro Classic now is the new entry level American guitar. So, but he just did a demo of those. So I don't know if I might. I feel like if I like one of these, I should actually probably go for one of the G&Ls if they're still out there. Because I tell you, that was the best guitar that ever felt in my hand. So, needless to say, this is the next guitar that if hopefully I can maybe get it on the bench and do some magic with it and do a whole deep dive on it. Maybe we can have it out by Saturday, but who knows? We'll see. The wife's working tomorrow. We'll have to see if the dog can cooperate. And if I don't fumble so much and it doesn't take me 10 hours to edit it. But let me go put this thing down gently because this isn't mine. Yeah, I mean, if you can get past the whole stainless steel fret thing, because I don't know, like sometimes that's like people ride on that. Like if the guitar doesn't have a stainless steel frets, it's like it's a no sell. Jump back up into, I think we are. Sorry, brother. If you need anything, let me know. Oh, hey, what's up, brother? Let's see, probably see if I can scroll in. That was me jumping back into the original chat over here. Let's see if I can find you in the whole chatosphere thing over here. So hard to. It'd be nice if I could do it through There we go. Add as a moderator. There we go. If you didn't see Joe's live stream the other day, I just threw the man a wrench, but leave your link to your channel in the chat over here. It was a great interview. Joe does great interviews. If you haven't seen them, you gotta check them out. So. Yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate you popping in. I always thought about switching up the times, but then it gets kind of inconsistent for the people that are over here. And, but like, you'll see occasionally sometimes Steve Cassidy will pop in over here because Steve was actually in my first live stream ever, which was a year and a month ago. That's how far back me and Steve go. And actually, you see, occasionally you might even see the lamb. It's probably during the holidays and the time change, because I think one time change like really benefits somebody. I think, I don't know who does. I haven't had much time actually for the acoustic with all the traveling I've been doing and all trying to catch up on all the videos, which I tell you, Music Lily is a pain in the ass, and I'm going to say it in the video. They've been riding me for a review on these pickups, and I was going to do them when I had the whole Geiger harness. I was going to do the Geiger thing first and then swap them out real quickly, and the harness wound up not working out so well. But then I had to go travel and everything like that, and Music Lily is like, they like send me an email, and like I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to it, you know, like, and then they just sent me an email again. So like I feel like I just should get it done with and be like, here's your video on your $30 pickups. Like, they're probably great pickups, but they're for, as far as a content creator, for, first of all, the way it went was they sent me an entire Amazon list, like an Amazon page of all their stuff. And I'm like, so the easiest thing to do is to pick up a loaded pickguard. Oh, we're out of stock on that. So then I pick a loaded Tele pickguard. Oh, we're out of stock on that one. So then I pick, you know, a set of 2 humbuckers. Oh, we're out of stock on that one. So at that point I was like, that's 3 strikes. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? It's not going to work out. Like, I'm doing this for free. You're not going to pay me for it. And like, it says it's in stock on Amazon, but I guess it's not in their warehouse. And then what happened? They said, here, how about these 3 pickups? And I'm like, all right, fine. Like, I already told them, like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to bother doing it. Then they offered a set of 3 60 Strat pickups. I'm like, all right, fine. What happens? They come in an Amazon box. So, I mean, yeah, I can't afford a staff. Maybe when you get to 10K or 12K, right, he's at 15, 16 now, right? 16K, Dave is. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed that.
The Force will be with you, always.
Yeah, Roy's guessing numbers. Not yet. We do the wheel anyway. -4. Hey, Chris, good to see you, man. Yeah, I mean, hope the winner likes the color. I thought it was different, so could have got the 2-tone, but They still have, if you're looking for, I had posted, I don't think the 50s Squire Classic Vibe Strat is as of a deal. It was under $300. I think it's over 300 now. But the 60s Lake Placid Blue Squire Classic Vibe on Amazon is around $350. Which I honestly, if I had room, I would probably even grab one, but it almost made me contemplate turning in the blue paisley, but I feel like I need to keep the budget one there to, like I've said, like to bring in the, if you've seen in my GNL video, that one that brings you back home to the budget realm. So like you can say, like if you're doing a Donner guitar, that does it feel better than the Firefly? And like if anybody asked me what budget brand you go for, it would be Firefly. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind headstock names or anything like that whatsoever, to me, for me personally, like that, I think I said that too, is that Squire Classic Vibe would be probably my base. That would probably be where I would hover at for having a couple different ones. Jazzies are great guitars. I just got a road worn Jazz. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it's taking me so long to get one. I've actually liked them longer than I've liked Tellys. Like I wasn't really much of a Telly fan until I started the channel started the channel up when I started playing again for my 10th time. It seems that the offshore market has caught up. Yeah, I mean, definitely the CNC has definitely made many less hands needed. Does the creation of the American Classic line increase the ratings of American Pro 2? I don't think when they do something below, they don't raise the price. They actually, I think, so I think the Pro Classic, I think, is $15.99. I think the Pro 2 is $18.99. So they actually priced it right. Whereas like where I think the Ventura 2 and the Vintage 2, I forget which, the ones that now have the Nitro Cellulose, they added $200 to the price. This is why got Roy's. Thank you so much, all the people that get Lucius D. Morte, Vinny's World, Herb Fireside Studios, Fretnot Guitar Reviews, Aaron Henshaw, Jason Beator, Albert Flores, Kyle Tyrone, Andy Mulaney, and then Red Wings Report by Strings and Pucks. If you guys are into hockey, especially Red Wing stuff, make sure you check out that channel too. But go back to the man himself. Was told by two luthiers that either charge way more to work on stainless frets or won't at all. They wreck the tool. Yeah, I mean I've heard that, and definitely seen the work that goes into stainless frets. And honestly, I think I probably should maybe next year I'll try to do it, try to amass the parts to do it, to do a refret. But I think that I think probably in a year or two, we're going to be seeing more people doing their own refrets. I don't want to be like, like saying like, it's like brain surgery. I could do that. But I remember like many years ago on YouTube, it was almost like, don't touch the truss rod, like take it to a luthier. Like you don't want to do any fine, you turn that thing an eighth of an inch and you could shatter the wood. Like everybody was afraid to do like certain things. And now we're doing crowns and polishings and all this type of stuff and fret leveling. I honestly think that now you're starting to see like things like Geiger give you making the machines now that do the fret, the winder to bend the wire and stuff like that. That I think it's going to be pretty much like something that you're going to be able to do, and that you're not going to be so shying away from. So when you do have to refret a neck, it's not going to be so bad to do it yourself. And or luthiers are going to have to charge less because they're going to know that. And I feel bad saying that because like it is an art, but like the tools are becoming more readily available for us to do them, and still always going to need them for something. But at that point, they're probably going to be so far and few between that, stainless or nickel is fine, but I prefer. Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't care if it has it or if it doesn't have it. I know some people say it's brighter. Some people say it's smoother. I don't think I'm accomplished enough to know either. And I think there's also tiny little knobs on amps and pedals that change all that too anyway. So Lucius is one of my friends. How the heck did he get a sub? Oh no, that's not cool. YouTube is having. So stainless steel, I think this is, again, just my opinion, and I'm a really horrible player, so doesn't mean anything. To me, it's the snake oil. It's like it's because they can do it ahead of time. They do the ball rounded frets and everything like that. So they get everything done, measured up before they even put them into the fretboard. They round them off, and everyone's like, oh, you're never going to have a refret. But who knows how long that guitar, I mean, and I don't want to say, like, I'm always say that people always make it sound like that a budget guitar is going to last like a pair of underwear, like it's going to disintegrate in a year. But who knows how long the guitar is actually going to last, how long that wood's not going to warp. And they may pop out ahead of time anyway. I've actually had a couple of stainless that weren't seated right. So they weren't seated right, and then they were fret leveled. So now everything's out of whack. So I think because the manufacturing now provides for you to be able to do it, it's the way for to sell the cheap guitar. Because be honest with you, I know people are gonna go for a Firefly. I mean, and again, we're talking a little bit more money. Not a little bit more. We're talking about twice the price. But you can go for a Firefly. You can go for a Tease because they have stainless steel frets, but you won't go for a Squier Classic Vibe. Squier Classic Vibe, totally 100%, is going to feel more like an original Stratocaster than either one of those guitars. But because you're afraid that you're going to have to do a refret, and who knows how long. I mean, I've bought used guitars that definitely need a refret, and that's because you couldn't really see it in the picture too well, but. I'm definitely way behind in the chat, but yeah, Steve. Yeah, Steve's definitely good. Steve's a great guy. We hit each other up on Instagram every once in a while, so. He definitely is a connector. He's definitely a good. Oh man, I guess, and I'm 15 minutes behind in the chat, and people are saying I can't get to load either. I know there was something going on today with Ubi's stream for a little bit too, so it could be YouTube. I'm wired in, so I don't rely on the Wi-Fi's. But yeah, sometimes I have to do that, is quit and come back in or refresh. Put some Musically PAFs into my home HP. Nice. When I don't know if you're back, but when you lose it, you lose the entire screen, because that could be sometimes from having, I don't know if you're watching on TV, multiple windows open. Mine crashes all the time when I watch Trey. I think it's just because Trey shreds like crazy, but yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have even bothered getting this one again. After watching this man's video, if you haven't checked out Ashley's video yet, Fretboard Diaries, he got a Sonic cake, same exact things. So, but everybody else was getting these good ones, and this one is starting to make me question a little bit. I think it's just that we all got it from the same. Me and Ashley got it from the same batch. So, not saying that they sent a batch to some luthiers and they fret leveled everything and polished them up and made them nice and put better pickups in them and stuff like that. I just think that their first run was fine, and this batch that is currently at Amazon is probably not so hot. At least, and Brant could verify for sure, I could only slow down my video because I didn't know that mine, that they had ball. I didn't read the description on it, but mine definitely, I don't remember them being ball rounded, and when I slowed it down, they definitely didn't look like they were ball rounded frets, but Ashley's did. But before his video came out, I had bought another one because it was on sale, and I'm like, I'll just suck it up and get it again. But I'm probably gonna unbox it, look at it, and it's gonna be a turd again, and just return it. So it would have saved me some content. But maybe that could be a quick 10-minute video I shoot tomorrow while I'm trying to do something with that. But were you buying it though? I mean, like, this is I didn't purchase this stuff. This was a sponsored content, but because I wasn't dealing with somebody with Nina, so that might be like customer service where. Yeah, you guys definitely get the short end of the stick over there in Oz. Definitely sorry for that, man. It's like you gotta fly over to another country and go guitar shopping and then bring it back with you. Squire Sonic is guitar lately. I haven't tried the Squire Sonics. I should probably try them too just to compare, but YouTube is fucked. Is that I don't know, maybe it must have caught up because I have it on my screen here and it's only like I'm only a couple of seconds behind. Damn, the Pro. Yeah, and to me, so the Pro 2 is $18.99. I think that's roughly the same price as the G&L. You can find them for $18.99, $17.99. Pro 2s are great. Don't get me wrong, but the G&L is definitely better. And then, again, everybody always says like better is in comparative. Like it depends on the person or all that. But pound for pound, price for price, I in my mind I feel like that like it was. I don't know if trolling is the right word, but I feel like that like Leo didn't. I mean, obviously he put his work into Fender, but it seemed like he held back, knowing that he was going to have another company, and said, "All right, you know what? Double fingers Fender. I'm going to do everything that I should have done with this guitar and do it on this one." And with the prices of new stuff getting so crazy for the same price or a little more, you get used. Yeah, and that's another thing too is the used market is starting to look a little better too. I care more about the fret size than the fret material. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to need as long as everything was seated right and nothing warps. I mean, if it warps, it's just got to be seated right again, but still probably has to be fret leveled after it. But if it was fret leveled, like I've seen some guitars where they weren't seated properly, then you're just really compounding a problem later down the road. Got my American Pro. Nice. That was a nice pickup. You got that right there. A 1995. Nice. Did I have a 95? No, I don't think it's a 90. No, that was a made in Japan. 94. Did a refret on a neck through Squire Fender Korean HM5. Did jumbo stainless was hard to work on. You know, guitar like no. Refrets are simple. $19.95. I love it. Been together. Nice. Very nice. Definitely. So how long did it take you to wear them down, and how often did you play that guitar too? That's my question, because I never actually myself have owned a guitar long enough to. I usually sell the guitar before I have to change the strings. So, hey Jeff, yeah, we have so much information and so many opinions too. Hey, Birdman, what's up? Yeah, that's one thing too, but I feel like if we changed our strings as much too, it'd be just like a routine of changing your strings and polishing your frets. But like I said, I change guitars more than I change strings. That's pretty cool. And now, I mean, now like a lot of this stuff is becoming even more affordable. The clamps and everything, and the stuff. It's really of us getting out of the mindset of we can't do it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on right now who's has a tough time soldering, but to me, the soldering, the biggest part is heating the components, but not heating them too much, and having a good soldering iron. Because you probably don't have one that's getting hot enough. And if you have one that gets hot enough, you can solder anything. Yeah, I mean, it's an opinion. I don't know how long he's been working on them, or like what his reference is as far as how long the person's had the guitar. Like, is it soft and junk because the person had the guitar for 10 years and needed a refret? Or did the person have the guitar for 2 years and play it every single day? Ah, nice. That'd be definitely good content for your channel too. A mini refret. This is the best part. I'm like 10 minutes behind in the chat over here, so everybody's probably talking about something else by now. Yeah, you definitely the cutting aspect, I think, is the most important of having the good tools. And if you are cutting stainless, then you probably need some like extenders on those things to give you some more leverage, because they are ball rounded, but it's really thin fret wire. I mean, to me, with the ball rounded thing, that doesn't. I actually like to have them not really ball rounded. I like to kind of have them so that you could not. I don't want to like feel them like fret sprout, but like, because sometimes when they're so ball rounded, they don't go all the way to the edge of the fretboard, and that's actually one thing I'm having a little bit. And I think it's just me being, my technique is probably just really bad, because when you look at the G&L, it's probably tough to say. It's straight down, and there's enough room. It's not hanging off the fretboard over here. So it's probably just me, but sometimes when I play, and I'll go and I'll mash down, on the high E string, I'll actually be off of it depending on like which way. If I'm going up the fretboard, and it's actually just having me concentrate more and focusing on that. But that's not because the fret's being off the fretboard, but it's a good thing that there's no real plan to this stream tonight, because it seems like it's people having problems with it. That's true. I mean, just take a trip over to the factory. I have a Bullet Stratocaster, precursor to the Sonic, like, and my eyeballing. Nice. I believe if he made it this far in the replay, Robbie F has a Sonic Mustang. They put Dylan pickups in. I'm not sure which ones. Sorry about that. I mean, if you have to go double stream, it's probably something more exciting than me. So, tough time soldering Ben Coombs. Wasn't him, but somebody else. I actually thought about if I didn't have anything to do tonight at all, I was gonna solder the Music Lily pickups because I haven't done that yet, so that I could just do that video so I can get them out of my hair. Oh, nice. Yeah, I if I had the money right now, I would totally have, because I've been looking for an offset. I would have grabbed one of those Donaghy's right after grabbing this thing. To me, it's a crying shame that they are going out. Really do feel, I mean, not feel for them. I mean, I feel bad for the employees of the company, but they just poor marketing on their point. And it was funny because I should actually have talked about comments of the video instead of just the poll tonight, but that high, you know, I should get one of the string spacing rulers to find out, because everything looks like it's on point. Everything looks square. Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you have, I mean, obviously, you know, if you haven't checked out his channel, just look at his backdrop. String change day is probably a month long for him. But yeah, if I could change all my strings at one time, it'd probably take me like a week. Yeah, that one was good. Did me well too. I don't know if it had the option of getting, like, I think the highest it was I think like 60 watts, which I think translated to 600, which is what I set mine to anyway. The only thing with mine, not that mine's a great one, but it's a digital reader, so it shows you if it's dropping temperature, and it shows you that it's holding at 600. So I guess they'll clearly, it was untouched after he passed. Like I said, this isn't really a normal stream, but we can't not go without. We can't go without showing the legs. So we still do the polls of the week on these off the rails. Bigger, there we go. Let me switch to the other screen so I can see it. So we'll go to the first poll. Was I forget what exactly there was a comment. Oh, because it was something about modding. Someone left a comment about modding or something like that because uh, that I guess the Firefly. I haven't changed the tuners on it yet, but I guess the Firefly doesn't. The tuners don't drop in as much. So they were like, "How is it really a mod platform?" And I wrote back a comment to them. I was saying there's a difference between a mod platform and having drop-in plug-in parts. And to me, a mod platform, my personal opinion, and I think what most people think a mod platform is something that is like really good bones, that is worth upgrading. Like if you took Dylan Talks Tone pickups and put them into a Squire Classic Vibe, you're going to have one kick-ass guitar. If you're going to take Dylan Talks Tone pickups and put them, I mean, we did put them in our budget guitar, but that was kind of to mark our 1,000 subscriber milestone thing. So I guess this is kind of contradictory, but if you were to take Dylan Talks Tone pickups and put them into a stretch guitar, you're just wasting your money. So to me, it's about having a good neck, a good body, and if you got to take a little bit of a reamer and ream out the holes for that's to me is part of modding. But so that's what we came up with this poll here, and it seems like that pretty much everybody kind of agreed with that. The 76% agreed bones, and anything else goes. So you're not afraid to have to maybe put a toothpick in one hole of the tuners in the back so you can re-drill them perfectly. But some people were next tie was they want the easy drop in, and then some light sanding and reaming modeling. So I think the majority of pretty much everybody is expecting to do anywhere between a whole lot of work to a little bit of work. But Johnny 3 Bar over here, it's a reason why he owns one of his most expensive Squire debut Strats. Not sure if Malachi was understanding what it meant by the good bones, or that's probably what he was referring to. But Ubi says, "Give me a Dremel and half a plan." Yeah, so I think that was pretty much it for that one. So then the next one actually over here kind of is foreshadowing again what I talked about coming up in December. I was watching a video of another content creator that I'm not saying I'm collabing with, because collabing would be the wrong word. So I guess I'll probably like reveal a little bit more until it comes to December. But in his video that I was watching, it kind of actually brought back memories to me. He says he had like a whole bunch of steps on like falling in and out of guitar and why people don't do well guitar. And like number whatever was like, people don't care about your original music. And so I actually, and I'm going to use this, I'm going to use you all for research, because if I ever do make it big someday, not that I'm looking to make it big, but probably revisit this one and see how much more of a wide, broad base of people, because I feel like this community here actually is into the individual content, music and stuff like that, and not necessarily listening to solely covers and solely original artists. But he was basically saying that like nobody's here to listen to you. And there was a funny, because I couldn't find it, but there was a poll in like a not an underground New York magazine, but like one of those New York like music magazines. I remember seeing it in the Firehouse like 15 years ago, and I couldn't find it online. And it was about playing covers and playing your own original music. And it was the similar to the thing. So it was kind of like, even back then, people were saying like, nobody's here for your original music. But there was a funny sketch. I don't know if it was like Kids in the Hall or something like that. It was like one of those old sketch comedy things too. And I've actually seen it when I used to work at a bar before I got onto the fire department. I used to do bar backing. But in the sketch, it was the same, basically the same thing that happened in this bar one time. It was this band. They would play like covers, and they would have all the girls dancing. Pour some sugar on me, all that bullshit. They'd be all dancing and stuff like that. And then they would come over, and they would do like, all right, we're gonna play one of our originals. The girls would go over to the bar, go get drinks, nobody paying attention. They'd play like another band song, and all of a sudden they would just go back into another cover, and all of a sudden they'd start flocking. The whole bit, like the whole was crazy. And I forget what the sketch comedy. It was literally like everybody's rocking out to the music, and then like when they played they go on our next album. Our first single is this, and like the band, like it's like crickets. And then they I forget what they play, something popular, and they start picking back up again. So, but obviously from here, everybody is basically either into both, or it was basically a tie of people only coming to YouTube for, and I guess it's kind of cool, kind of coincides with MTV announcing that they are removing all of their music channels from the rest of the world. Because I didn't even know they had any music channels anymore. Kind of fell out of them after they had, after Teen Mom. So Jesus, it looks like, man, I could still have no plan and still go well over an hour and a half. We're still 8 minutes into the, back in the chat until we catch up. Yo, Robert Paxton, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I feel like I still haven't gotten done with this Telecaster build yet. And I thought that like maybe I would do it as a segment for like maybe like a project like over a long period of time where we all like vote on something, and I would do like a giveaway of like actually like building a guitar from a kit, probably from scratch, because I'm definitely not coordinated or knowledgeable enough to start with a raw piece of wood, and do it maybe like as a giveaway, but it would also be like content, because I was kind of enjoying it, but then like now some of the mistakes, I'm like, I don't know if anybody would want to win my piece of crap. So, but I know Jimmy Biter does like all of his stuff on all of his guitars. He was talking last night too about some of the cool stuff that like I didn't even think about, like sanding down the neck, the back of the neck a little bit to lower the action down, or to lower it to more closer to the body. Hey, Jace, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it's a shame that it's not better at it though. Like you have to like really stumble onto them. I used to love watching this guy, and he doesn't do it anymore. Metalhead Hippie would actually do almost like it was like a Friday 4 o'clock ish, I think. He's in Alaska. like DJ type thing where people would send in, like independent people would send in their YouTube videos of their bands and stuff like that. And it was independent artists. And it was really awesome to watch music videos again and in like a format. And I'm surprised that he stopped it. It seemed like it was going. I mean, definitely had more people than I ever have in a live stream. But again, being that YouTube doesn't do anything to help live stream. Oh, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. I'll have to scroll down, catch up to it. You don't tell them. Yeah, no, it was funny because even like it's like almost like when you're at a wedding now and they're playing like good music, you know, like, and I guess this is probably because when you're at a certain age, you recognize a whole bunch of like old music and newer music, but then like when you don't recognize the newest stuff because you're not that hip, and then you're like, all right, it's time to go get a drink, right? I think that's definitely what happened in the bar that time, at least, was like that. Like people were like, what the heck is this? Like yeah, like I said, Teen Mom was it for me. So hey, Ryan. Now we got to the gifts over here, so I'm not too far back in the chat. Look at that, you gifted yourself your own membership. Then Salty Cream Puff. Steve Cassidy guitars. We were just talking about Steve. David. Tyler Shep Shreds. Yep, you won your own. Congratulations to all of them. I don't do too much as far as any secret mysteries or anything like that. A lot of my stuff that's membership only content is usually just stuff that helps live streamers or people making content, tips and tricks. And if people ask for something that they want to make a video on, showing them how to edit or something like that, I do that. So most sheep are afraid of unfamiliar sounds and ideas. Yo, Wayne, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Yes, I think we covered all of what no secret Dakota ring. Yeah. I think I got all the questions from before, right? Yeah, the one, Roy's eargasm one, the code, yeah, got all them. I hate Ovaltine. I used to love that, watching that part of it. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. What the hell is this crap? Yeah, so that was pretty much off the rails. Anybody have anything to want to get off the chest, ask before we end our earliest stream ever? And I say that, and then it goes on for another 3 hours, but like I said, I don't know if Saturday's video will be a premiere or not, because maybe if we get that done tomorrow, we'll see. Fingers crossed that the little punk isn't bought 3. What compressors did you get? Kind of like really have always just stuck with the Ego compressor. I still drink Ovaltine and Bosco too. I think I've I think we got Bosco once because my dad wanted it. It wasn't as good as the Hershey syrup, but hoping to cram time in to record something, so I'll have something to post on the 2 Sundays I'll be away. Yeah, that's the toughest. Is when you like I forget which video I posted when I was away. But like of having enough backlog. Like I have a couple of videos that could come out. But it's like sometimes you're like it's definitely not worth this type. Like I think I'll probably put up one tomorrow on a 10 band EQ pedal from Stritch because that's sponsored, and they're already sending me something else. I don't know like any of today's music, and I don't really. I mean, I think it's because really anything past, I would say, the late 90s, it wasn't to me like music anymore, really. I mean, there's probably some things I'm like discrediting from like the 2000s, but I definitely feel like there's not going to be any bands like we know it anymore, or anybody that has like history like we know it, or like I doubt we'll be seeing documentaries as you do of like Led Zeppelin or the Yardbirds, or even for that matter Guns N' Roses, Rat, you name it. Like I don't think any of these bands are gonna have like, it's all gonna be like some promoter found me from a YouTube ad, and this promoter found me from a Instagram, and put us together. Oh, nice. Because I'm an upstater. Yeah, I hate when, I mean, I have a couple of tabs open too now, but it always seems the problem is like if I'm triple streaming or double streaming even, I'll have one that will crash all the time. I don't know, it's really weird because it seems like it's almost always, for whatever reason, if I double stream, the only tab that'll crash consistently will always be Trey's, as it's just probably just tearing it up. But because like I'll usually at his time it's either him, and at that time it was OU812, and now Guitar Talk Universe is around the same time, so I'll usually be watching them two together. So that'd be cool. I mean, on the road stuff is really cool. I wish I had time to travel because there's quite a few pedal builders in North Carolina. You're sick of music I used to like. I only want to hear new stuff, new to me, B-sides. I mean, I could see it too. I just, I wish it sounded like the old stuff, but, was also good too. Yeah, I mean that's probably why I'm so out of it. Is that I don't have kids. I watch, even like sometimes I'll even be listening to a live stream in the car. Like I'll even be listening to the 60 Cycle Home podcast in the car while driving. So I want to be listening to today's music. But even when I do listen to the radio, I'm always listening to an old channel. And now the old channels have like Ozzy, and then they have Nirvana and Guns N' Roses mixed up with it. So I remember like 20 years ago, the like the old rock station in New York started playing Nirvana, and I was like, man, that's not cool. You're supposed to be playing Led Zeppelin. I never want to hear a typical radio song. I mean, what do you consider a typical radio song, actually? Because, I mean, stuff sounds good on the radio, but, like, I don't think, like, any old stuff. I don't think, like, Led Zeppelin or, I mean, the Beatles, I guess you can kind of say is probably some of their catchier stuff that always got the girls screaming was probably, I guess you could say, is like radio type songs, but to me, radio stuff is always like the Kesha stuff and the Shakira and all that stuff. I tried getting into the Spotify thing, and I probably should because I don't really do the music thing on my phone. And when I had Verizon, Apple Music was always free. Now I switched to AT&T. It's not free, so I should probably do the Spotify thing. So yeah, the kids Kip is vicariously cool. Yeah. Yo, Mark Spurgeon, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Ready for some new Tool. I only had XM really for what you call it, Howard Stern, really, and then I would listen to stuff when after I watched, because basically in my travels from work I used to travel 2 hours both ways, so I used to pretty much catch all of his stuff, and then I would listen to the stuff on it. But then I stopped listening to XM radio because when he started going down his COVID rabbit holes, and not that I'm a COVID conspiracy person or that, but like I was getting so sick and tired of listening and tuning in, especially during COVID. I don't want a COVID lecture from somebody that actually is hiding in his basement and not actually living it like I was. So like I'm not even listening to stuff anymore. I just want to listen to some music. So I would actually not even listen to the XM part, and I would just do like the local radios. And I found that so much better. But I did used to like it, XM a lot. My kids call Weezer's oldies. I remember when Windows 95 came out, and Buddy Holly was the soundtrack or the video that was included with it. I must have played that a million times. I used to hate as a kid when my dad would drag me to like 50s doo-wop stuff. I used to complain about it so much, and now like I like anything from 50s, basically. I would say maybe up to early 2000s. There's probably some things I could think of early 2000s. Oh yeah, I could see that. Which I mean, like I'm sometimes some stuff goes completely over my head because I'm not like really as techie as this stuff looks. I am really one of like the most archaic people as far as like tech and knowledge and stuff like that. So I'm not sure like what is with Spotify they can't support. And it's not a dig. Like I don't know like if they're communist or something like that. Like listen to a podcast in the morning. In between being a band nerd, my aunt teaching me piano, and just growing up listening to everything from. Yeah, I mean, I really can get behind pretty much anything from all the way from classical to jazz, not so much. I mean, probably if it was good jazz, but I just wish I was more into buying albums and like, cause like, you know, like, I mean, obviously pretty much I was a cassette kid. There was no vinyl at the point when albums, but we also didn't have a lot of money. So I couldn't ever really buy as many albums. And, my brother would ask for stuff for Christmas and I would just steal his CDs. So I really never, you know, had that whole aspect of owning so many albums as a kid. So a lot of my musical likes actually came after the fact. Love Weezer. Yeah, I definitely like them. I saw them with Green Day. It's a pretty cool lineup. Oh, you know, I mean, I probably had like a free trial version, so I guess if it's not paid, you probably get ads or something, I guess. First band all he did wanted to be was Dokken. Oh, they don't pay musicians much. You know, who said that too? You might have said that on OU812 Crew yesterday, I think, or somebody said that. Bands are so last century, yeah. Have I seen? Yeah, I mean, that was the big surprise. That was the big announcement that they were talking about. They were saying color up. I was hoping it was going to be another pedal. I mean, I don't get it, honestly. I mean, it's cool to have a different enclosure, but like I don't see how an 80s color up to that pedal, like if it was like a re-release of something. I just was hoping it was going to be a new pedal, but yeah, I saw. If you haven't seen, let's see if we can find it real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but probably right on the front page of their. Yep, there it is actually. So what we're talking about here is this. Go is that they 1,500 of each of these. So I mean, they look cool, unique. I actually haven't gotten not a Klon yet, but I have, I think, enough Klon-ish type devices that like I said, I never really followed them from the beginning. I didn't know that they were just like boards that you just plugged in together. I thought you'd actually have to do some soldering with them. So like when I got the, even when I got the not a Dumble, I was kind of like let down a little bit. But I mean, it's cool. It's different. But I was really hoping that it was something different. First album was Brothers in Arms. Nice. That's pretty cool. I don't know what my first album was probably Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. Or might have been Master of Puppets. I think it was either one of those two, but it was Wayne's World soundtrack, because that was a pretty good soundtrack. And then it was actually 12 Inches of Snow. Hey, Dave, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope all is well. First album, 8-track, Jefferson Starship, Red Octopus. I listen to myself play, then I no longer want to listen. Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely cool. It's totally chronicalized too. Like you can go back into the lives and see the progress. Yeah, it's definitely a good marketing thing, because there's definitely people that like the Nauticlon. Also, there's definitely people that would collect JHS pedals and unique things. Kind of also easy too if you have a whole bunch of ones that have been sitting around for a while, to just throw the different enclosures and sell them too. First official 1984. But I had a bunch I still yeah. That's always how I did. I borrowed them from my brother. So cool. I mean, pretty much like I said, that 30 minutes ago I was like, we're gonna wrap it up here, and still wound up going pretty long. So remember having 1984 as well, folks. And I don't know. My brother had the Greatest Hits album. I don't think that was probably the first time EVH ever came into the house. I think it's a double album. I think David Lee Roth was on two of the tracks. It was 10 years after. Remember, album the following years it was Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon. Nice. Well, I appreciate everybody popping in tonight for a totally unplanned, off the cuff, no real. I should probably put like a suggestion box or something like that. But like, what do we do for the third Wednesday of every week? So I forgot to mention that there's a Water Buffalo meeting. If you don't know what that is, you gotta check out Ben Coombs. But Pearl Jam 10, nice. But yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Saturday's video might not be a premiere. It might not even be a video Saturday. Like I said, I'm not really tied down to the whole YouTube algorithm thing anymore. I post when I want to post, and it seems like it's working okay. It's not any worse, not any better. Actually, one thing for all the content creators out there, quick little suggestion is I don't see it helping. I don't see it hurting, and I don't see it doing any different for me since I turned it off. But whenever you upload a video in your settings, there is a part where it does auto dubbing, and it's currently auto dubbing your videos into every single language in the world, which I should have probably done first was auto dub all of my catchphrase stuff, like what's happening, good people. So I could have like copied myself saying it in Spanish and French and German and Russian and all that stuff like that, and then have that play as the videos. But they say it could hurt you because the auto dubbing is now making it so that people in other countries actually, instead of just the subtitles, are watching your stuff. And again, they could do it with subtitles. I don't know, but you might want to turn that off. I turned it off. I wasn't really having a huge following elsewhere. My main ones are US, Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, and then it falls off after that. But you might want to turn that off. But other than that, that's what we got for tonight. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark anyway. Be heading on over to the OU812, not OU812, the Under the Bus Network. Should be starting up soon. Normally I try to run right into it, and this would like auto spit you over there. You might even see it after I end this, and it has the whole end screen. It has all the thumbnails. You might see one up there, or I might say redirecting there soon. But check them out for a good time. How long do you think this goodbye will last? It'll last for a little bit. So I was trying to cut off before because don't like to leave anybody hanging, but mine wasn't enabled. That my yeah, but I mean, I guess it could help when you start to grow, that it doesn't hinder you from, because I guess people from other countries will watch it, but then not be engaged in your other stuff, and then it kind of tanks it, I guess. I don't know. I guess it might be a good thing to turn back on when you hit 100,000 subscribers. So, but appreciate you all popping in, and yeah, we'll see you the next time.